You know that moment when you try to fix a mistake but somehow make everything 10 times worse? Yeah, Clara Dao just had that moment. But instead of a "whoops, my bad," she went with "why is everyone so mean to me?" And trust me, the internet was not buying it. Oh, it makes sense, Clara. It really does. The internet didn't cancel you for saying you don't eat when you're not hungry. They called you out for promoting a diet that sounds less like intuitive eating and more like an unintentional hunger strike. And today, we're breaking down exactly how this response went from "bad idea" to "why would you ever post this?" Alright, so if you somehow missed the drama, let's rewind. Clara Dao, who built her entire brand on body positivity, dropped a video titled, "The Surprising Habits That Keep Me Skinny. No Diet Needed." Sounds totally harmless, right? Oh, if only.
First habit is I don't eat when I'm not hungry, and I only eat when I'm like really hungry. I often don't remember to eat unless I really feel it in my stomach. I'm like, oh my god, I'm hungry. And then I realize that, oh, it's like 7 p.m. and I haven't eaten anything all day. That hunger, I just don't experience it. I think that it's so common for everywhere actually, not just in North America, but in Asia as well, to have like regular mealtime, breakfast, lunch, dinner. And people just eat when it's mealtime, not necessarily because they are hungry.
Ah yes, the accidentally fasting for an entire day method. Very science-backed. Doctors definitely recommend it. Except, no they don't, because that's not how human bodies work. But don't worry, Clara assures us she knows what she's talking about. Why? Because she read some books.
And trust me, I have read a lot about this. I have learned and educated myself a lot about health and fitness and nutrition. So I can speak about this with confidence that like this is healthy.
Oh, right. She read a few books, so now she's an expert. Next, she'll be performing open heart surgery because she watched a Grey's Anatomy episode. Look, if she wants to live on an empty stomach all day, that's her business. But when she starts telling her millions of impressionable followers that skipping meals is a healthy habit, that's when things start getting dangerous. This is literally just gaslighting your audience. You didn't film a video and say, "Hey, you don't have to eat if you're not hungry." No, you literally told them that stuffing themselves is gross, that 2,500 calories is too much, and that if you eat too much one day, you should only eat 500 calories the next day. And surprise, surprise, people did call her out. Hard. Her comment section? A mess. Her subscriber count? Plummeting. Her response? Well, let's talk about that. So after months of ignoring the backlash, Clara finally spoke up. And you'd think, after all that time, she'd come up with a solid response. An apology? A little accountability? Maybe even the bare minimum? Nope. Oh, Clara, it makes so much sense. You posted a video glorifying extreme eating habits, got called out, ignored your audience for months, and now you're confused? How did this happen? The mystery of the century. And instead of clearing things up, she doubled down. According to Clara, the internet is just misunderstanding her words. Right, because when she said she forgets to eat all day, she actually meant what? That she's a time traveler who skips lunch by accident? Make it make sense. She made a 21-minute video and only said, "I don't eat when I'm not hungry?" Did she forget the video is still up? She was practically making a tutorial on how to not eat. Exactly. But Clara wasn't done yet. Instead of addressing the very real concerns people had, she decided to joke about it. A joke? Now? Oh yeah, this is definitely the time for humor. Nothing diffuses a PR disaster like cracking a joke about how much everyone hates you. If anything, this just confirmed what people had already suspected. She wasn't taking the criticism seriously. If Clara thought this poor me routine was going to win people over, she was deeply mistaken. Her comment sections? A wasteland of disappointment. Fans are commenting on her post, "Stop playing the victim. No one is on your side." Yep, it's not just the critics anymore. Her own fans are done. And if you need even more proof this was a terrible idea, just take a quick look at Twitter. Oh, sorry, I mean the Clara Dao roast session. This hate has even reached Twitter. People are saying she's weird about body image and that she low-key shames women who don't look like her. At this point, it's less of a controversy and more of a career implosion in slow motion. And honestly, this could have all been avoided. At this point, Clara Dao's career isn't just slipping, it's doing full-speed somersaults off a cliff. And somehow she's still holding the gas pedal. What could have been a quick apology and a learning moment has spiraled into one of the worst influencer responses we've seen in a while. So, what now? It just amazes me that she hasn't taken the video down yet. It's doing so much harm to her. Why doesn't she just apologize? That's the thing about influencer scandals. They're usually so easy to resolve. If she had just taken accountability months ago, this whole mess would probably be old news by now. But instead, she waited, ignored her audience, and when she finally spoke up, it wasn't to address anything, it was to play the victim. And people hate that. Now, let's be real, this isn't the kind of thing that ends a career overnight. There are influencers who have done way worse and still bounced back. But what Clara has lost is trust, and once that's gone, good luck getting it back. Rebuilding credibility in the digital world isn't about simply moving on. It requires effort, honesty, and a genuine attempt to regain the faith of your audience. But instead of taking that route, Clara seems to be doubling down on playing the misunderstood martyr. And that's career self-sabotage at its finest. This should be a 101 course on how not to respond to drama. A simple apology months ago would have sufficed, but now her community is way past the apology stage. See, the real issue here isn't just that Clara said something harmful, it's how she handled the fallout. The internet doesn't expect perfection. People mess up all the time. But when someone shows no remorse, no growth, and instead chooses to mock their own audience's concerns, that's when things get ugly. That's when people stop giving second chances. And when your entire career is built on relatability and trust, you can't afford to alienate your supporters like this. Even if Clara does decide to apologize now, will it even matter? At this point, her audience is past the stage of wanting an apology. They wanted one months ago. Now, they just want her to stop digging the hole deeper. And considering how she's handled this so far, that might be too much to ask. The internet has a short memory, but they do remember how influencers handle backlash. If Clara keeps ignoring the issue and pretending she's the victim, this controversy will follow her for years. If she ever tries to pivot or rebrand, people will bring this up. And that is the real damage. And let's not forget, this isn't just about Clara. This is a masterclass in how not to respond to controversy. Future influencers, take notes. If you ever find yourself in hot water, step 1 is don't act like the entire internet is out to get you. Step 2? Maybe don't make a joke about it when you're actively losing thousands of subscribers. You know, just basic PR survival skills. What's wild is that influencers have so many examples of how not to handle scandals, yet they still manage to make the same mistakes over and over. Clara is just the latest addition to the influencers who tanked their own reputation club. But she definitely won't be the last. It's almost like there's an unspoken challenge among them. Who can make their situation worse the fastest? But hey, who knows? Maybe she'll surprise us all and finally take some responsibility. Or maybe she'll double down even harder. Either way, I have a feeling this isn't the last we'll hear about Clara Dao's nutrition expertise. So what do you guys think? Has Clara officially fumbled her career? Or is there still a way for her to turn this around? Let me know in the comments. And if you want to see exactly how this all started, check out my last video on the controversy, linked right here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
I have never gained weight since my adult life. I've never have to worry about my weight. I've never have to worry about what I eat. I feel healthy. If skinny privilege is a thing, I can be called skinny legend.
Yes, I did have a boob job. I know this might come as a shock because my whole page used to be about loving my flat chest and being confident with it. I literally built my entire career and following around that. So why did I do it? Am I crazy? Was everything a lie? Was I secretly insecure this whole time and just use body positivity as a way to make money so I could finally afford a boob job? No, let me tell you the real reason why I did it.
Clara Dao made an entire career out of being flat-chested. She told millions of girls to love their bodies, no surgery needed. She posted over 900 videos reminding you that confidence comes from not changing yourself. And then she got a boob job. Not for confidence. Not because of pressure. But as she puts it,
Yes, I did have a boob job. I know this might come as a shock because my whole page used to be about loving my flat chest and being confident with it. I literally built my entire career and following around that. So why did I do it? Am I crazy? Was everything a lie? Was I secretly insecure this whole time and just use body positivity as a way to make money so I could finally afford a boob job? No, let me tell you the real reason why I did it. And it comes down to one word: fun.
this isn't just a plot twist. It's the kind of brand betrayal you only see once an influencer thinks they've made it and no longer need your trust. So let's talk about what really happened. If you've ever scrolled YouTube or TikTok over the past few years, chances are you've seen Clara Dao in your feed. She became the internet's queen of flat-chested empowerment. Her whole persona centered around embracing small boobs, challenging beauty standards, and promoting body positivity. She proudly wore clothes that society said weren't for girls like her. She talked about not needing validation. She wasn't just another influencer. She was someone people actually listened to.
Doing it for 6 years since 2019, I made over 900 videos on the topic. My mission for the longest time was I want to create content for my 16-year-old self and for all the girls who feel insecure like I did.
And people believed her. For a lot of her fans, she was the reason they stopped hating their own bodies. The reason they didn't feel the pressure to fix something that wasn't broken. She wasn't just pushing content. She was building trust, a whole identity, until she decided to surgically erase it. Clara didn't sit down for a heart-to-heart with her followers. She didn't post an emotional YouTube video. Instead, she casually dropped a TikTok with the caption, "Got chest surgery," or is it April Fool's? And people were like, wait, what? But it wasn't a joke. The rumors were true. Clara Dao, the face of flat-chested confidence, had gotten breast implants. At first, people were confused. Then the backlash started. Not because she got surgery, but because she built a whole brand around rejecting the idea that you needed to. And when she finally addressed it, there was no vulnerable explanation, no acknowledgement of how her decision might impact her audience. She just said she was tired of her old content. Bored.
I became the face of the flat-chested body positivity community, and for the longest time, I loved it. But over time, I got bored. I started craving change. And the thing is, I know that as long as I kept my flat chest, I knew I could keep making content about it. The videos do so well, they bring in money, and people resonate with them. But I felt like I was staying in a comfort zone. It was safe, but it wasn't growth. And I wanted a shift in my content, in my message, and in how I express myself.
Curiosity. A vibe switch. That's all. This wasn't some long-debated decision about identity or growth. It was a shrug. A plot twist. And for a lot of her fans, that casual tone felt like a slap in the face. Here's what made it worse. Clara didn't just change her body. She acted like the message she spent years preaching was no big deal. Like it was just content. The very thing her audience connected with, the thing that made them feel seen, became something she outgrew. Something she left behind when it got boring.
The videos do so well, they bring in money, and people resonate with them.
For her, it was a niche. For her audience, it was healing. She wasn't just switching up her look. She was walking away from a message that helped people stop chasing unrealistic standards. The same message she profited from. And the irony? She replaced that message with the very aesthetic she once said you didn't need to chase. This wasn't confidence, it wasn't evolution. It felt like betrayal. And it left her fans wondering whether any of it was ever real. Once the backlash started picking up steam, Clara didn't come out with a clear explanation or even a moment of reflection. Instead, she did what most influencers do when they're cornered. She pivoted to deflection. She posted a TikTok lip-syncing to Mariah Carey's "Why Are You So Obsessed With Me?" Turned off the comments on her YouTube videos and started flexing her new apartment like nothing happened. In an Instagram AMA, she said,
I can do whatever the fuck I want without needing anyone's approval. That, to me, is true confidence. So no, I didn't betray what I stood for. At every point in my life, I lived in alignment with my truth. Before, I loved my flat chest, and now, I love my new chest. And if you're disappointed by my decision, I don't expect you to understand.
Just like that, we went from "love your body, you're enough" to "I don't care what anyone thinks" in the time it takes to book a surgery consult. It wasn't a thoughtful evolution. It was a brand pivot wrapped in an empowerment quote. And let's be honest, the rebrand, it's not subtle. It's giving sponsored by vitamin gummies energy. It feels like she's trying to style her way through a credibility crisis. Let's clear this up. Clara wasn't canceled. She wasn't deplatformed or silenced. What happened was way more real. She lost the trust of the people who built her. Reddit threads lit up, TikTok duets poured in, and even some of her longtime supporters were left speechless. Not because she got surgery, but because she tossed out everything she preached like it was a seasonal trend. Then she doubled down with this, which, sure, great for a Pinterest quote. But the irony here is brutal. She's telling people to ignore criticism from the same audience she once told, "You matter, You're valid. Don't let beauty standards change you. Now that she's changed everything, she's telling them to get over it. This wasn't growth. It was a hard exit from accountability wrapped in a power move. Clara's still got the numbers. She's still going to land brand deals, and her content will keep showing up on feeds. That part of the game doesn't stop. But what's different now? The energy, the trust, the feeling that what she was saying actually meant something. That's gone. You can't tell people for years to love their natural body and then vanish that version of yourself without a real explanation and expect applause. This wasn't some deeply personal journey. It was a calculated switch-up, a rebrand, a full reset. And for the people who once saw themselves in her, that hits hard. So let's talk about it. Did Clara Dao simply grow up and make a choice? Or did she just blow up and ditch the persona once it served its purpose?